Alright, what's good, people? So, today we're going to talk about the Asher Knives Warney Spiro in 20 CV and blue twill carbon fiber for $135. What a fucking price. Contoured titanium backspacer. It's got a paper style clip, but in with steel liners on the inside. But it is contoured. And it's 20 CV. That actually feels like it's heat treated really good. Because this thing, I use this knife a pretty good bit. I love carrying this thing for work. It's, 3.4 ounces. So it's actually a really lightweight carry in this configuration. And opened up, we're looking at 7 5/8 is what it looks like. And then the blade length on the Warney version, you're looking at right at 3 inches. So a really nice size, fits my hand super well. And even though you have this kind of finger guard right here, you can still get pretty close behind the edge. It does have some jimping up here. It's not super effective, but it is enough to do something. I would like it to extend out more, especially like the Vox style jimping where you'd be out here on the blade would be super nice. And these scales just look amazing. So I think they have it in this blue, they have it in the silver twill, and the silver twill you could have gotten in the S90V blade steel or the 20 CV, and then they have the black. I think it's just regular carbon fiber on that one. Not 100% sure. But the black is actually still in stock. When I looked just now, he had 4 of them in stock for $1.35. And then I think maybe you got $5 worth of shipping. I can't remember. I got this right when they first came out. So it's probably been 4 or 5 months ago. Something around in there. So I've had it for a little while. But I believe it's OEM by Petrified Fish. And they kind of killed it on this knife. The action out of the box wasn't great as far as the drop. The drop on it wasn't the best, but it has broken in to become extremely smooth on the drop. And I haven't had it apart in a little while and cleaned it up and everything, so there's maybe a little bit of buildup in there, and that's what you're hearing on the close. But for the most part, it's really satisfying, in my opinion, especially for the price you're paying for this thing. Lock bar access is pretty good. It's maybe my biggest nitpick with the knife, because it looks like you have a decent amount of access right there, but it's a little tight getting in there to get it. And a lot of times I'll do this thing where I think I pushed it out of the way, and I get to right there, and then I have to push extra hard to get it past that. So it's like right there, then I have to push a little harder to get it past that. It's not terrible, and it's definitely, not like super bothersome or anything. And you could easily knock this edge back more with a Dremel, which is what I keep meaning to do, and I just haven't done it, But this thing in the hand, because it's contoured, and because you have this paper style clip that you just don't feel at all, and this little bit of jimping that actually, like I said, it's not the greatest, but it's enough to feel it. You just feel very locked in place. And this thing is a cardboard destroyer. And this 20 CV has held up really, really good. And this is just me stropping it back, But it's, I'm pretty sure I'm still on the factory edge on this knife. And I've carried it a lot, and I just strop it back, and I don't, so I just haven't had any reason to try to sharpen it yet. I probably should, because I could lay back the edge on it, to about 18 degrees, and it would probably slice even better, but the blade stock on it is actually pretty thin. Let's see. So 100 thousandths, 100 thousandths blade stock thickness, and then behind the edge, it's pretty slicey. 15 thousandths. And that's even me up on it, just a smudge right there, you know? So 15 thousandths. I'm telling you, it slices. It slices well. And the action on it, so like on the warning, I noticed the hole cutout is, you can see more of the hole. So I think it might be easier to thumb flick this one than it is the drop point. But both of the deployment methods on it are, the thumb flick and the reverse flick are so nice on it. The detent on this knife is so different sounding and feeling, if I'm honest, than any other knife I have in my collection. It's very poppy. If you own one, you probably know what I'm talking about, but I'll shut up for a minute and let you listen to it. It's just, it's very satisfying. It pops so well on the open. And it's because I think it's a combination of the blade being nice and light and it actually having a really good detent on it. You know, and then this handle being so light at 3.4 ounces for the size that it is, it's just, again, very, very satisfying. The only, real nitpicks that I have with the knife, like I said, are the lock bar access, and the sharpening choil on my copy isn't great. It's one of the reasons why I haven't sharpened it yet, because you're basically, I might can get one sharpening out of it, we're basically right there. So you can look and see just how thick it gets, how fast it gets right there, versus looking at something like, like this, and you see how thin it is right there. Take the choil out of it, even if you were just to go to where the edge of my thumb is right there, you see how thin that material is right there. Versus looking at it on something like this, you can just see how fast it gets, how thick it gets right there. So, the sharpening choil, which I've seen some newer versions of it, maybe some later batches, or the titanium one that they just came out with, and it actually looks like it has a better plunge grind on it than this one. And then the clip, these style of clips work super well, but, they're very cheap looking, and they have side-to-side play on them. But then the scales kind of make up for it, in my opinion. This blue twill shit looks fan-fucking-tastic. And I need to re-situate my pivot, because I can't remember if this is a D-shaped pivot or not. I don't think it is, because it's not locking into place, but I could be wrong about that. And then the hardware on it, let me pause so I can make sure. All right, so let's do this right so that I'm not giving misinformation here. I got a T8 in here right now. And pivot is T8. Body screws, I'm pretty sure, are T6. Nope, that one's a T8. So only the clip is a T6. The other body screw is a T8. And so you only got 3, sets of hardware on it. I do wish the clip was a T8, especially with it being the wire style clip where you get the play on it side to side. It would be nice. Just to have the reassurance of it, But let's do a couple of size comparisons. So I got the Bridgeport Knives Bodie liner lock, which is, I think, pretty close to the size of this guy. Let's get you right over top. Oh, I just always feel like it's, when I watch other people's videos and I'm not right over top of the knives and they do size comparisons, it just doesn't really help me visualize how close it is in comparison to the knife you're showing me. You know what I mean? So I just like to try to get over top of it. So that's a good size comparison, This has the forward finger choil, so you can obviously fit a little bigger hand on it, but it's, pretty close. And let's do the Vosti top liner lock porcupine. I think this is pretty close too. Yeah, pretty darn close. And then let's show some clone love. Got the SPK Lamia clone. This is going to be a little bigger, I think. No, I don't know. It's pretty damn close there. Pretty damn close. And then let's do one more just for shits and giggles. We got the Civivi. I can't remember the name of it. Sequoia? I don't think it's a tree, but I could be wrong, you know? It's bigger. I do like this knife a lot. I should carry it more. It's a really nice Civivi model. I kept meaning to dye the scales the different color, but I just never did. But it's a really nice knife. I did have to cut out a little extra lock bar access on here, which again is what I should do to this guy. You know, just to give it that little extra, you know, for me, especially with my thumb, the way it stays cracked right here all the time for me fidgeting with my knives, it can be a little bothersome when the lock bar engagement is a little tighter like this. But yeah, man, for $135, like, what the fuck are we even talking about here? It's one of the best deals, and 20 CV. Or the other one, you can get an S90V. I think its full titanium version of it is only $165. You know, so it's like one of the best deals for a Chinese OEM knife you can get, in my opinion. Even taking into account the big OEMs, you know, like I'm just trying to think of something that is similar to this. Like maybe the Devo knives, you know, are similar to this, you know, but even then, like they cost more, you know, so this is even cheaper than those. Now, granted, these are really simple builds, you know, for what they are, but at least it's contoured. It's using materials that are, you know, people want to see right now. It's using good steels, you know, and the S90V, especially if you can get it in that configuration, but they didn't have the blue twill in that, and this is what I really wanted, because I have another knife with the silver twill already, so I really wanted to see this blue stuff, and I'm pretty happy that I picked it up. Yeah, but anyways, I just thought I'd try to share it with y'all. So hope everybody's doing well. Y'all have a good one.